Ask and you shall receive. The fastest interview you will ever have with me by Nina Amber Howell. And let's begin. All right. All right. First, the most common job interview questions. Tell me something about yourself. Okay, so I grew up in Colorado until I was about 12. I moved to Houston and I lived with my mom, raised by my mom and my grandmother. And I had two sisters. They were younger than me, so I am the oldest. Something about myself is that I am constantly looking for ways to improve the environment around me and myself. So I'm constantly improving over time. That is something unless you know me, you don't know. How did you hear about this position? So that one, I'm hearing about most of the positions that are available on Indeed and what is it, ZipRecruiter. And then I was using LinkedIn, but they are verifying my identity. I guess when I put on a blonde wig, they were like, oh, that must not be Nina. So anyway, I'm waiting for them to approve. I have 1,000 people on my LinkedIn currently that I'm connected with. So hopefully that happens soon. Why do you want to work here? I usually choose a company that I want to work for because they are innovating some kind of technology or some kind of service that doesn't exist yet or that is fairly new. So I like small startup companies the most because those are the ones that I can innovate and be the most resourceful to work for. Why did you decide to apply for this position? Same thing. I'm looking for a company or clients that I can work for long term that I can provide any resources and services that they need. What is the greatest strength? My greatest strength would probably be creating things organically. So, making sure that leads are generated based off of marketing campaigns that are mostly organic. I'm just amazing at it. What are your strengths and weaknesses? So, my weakness, I would say that I say yes to too many things too often, and I end up working like 24/7 or like just like working so much that I forget to have a social life. So that would probably be my weakness. Another weakness, strength, it's a weakness and a strength, but another weakness of mine is probably asking for things. I'm not really good at asking for stuff. I kind of like, I want to do things myself. So when I do ask for something, it's like, the end of the world, like there's no other option. And that can be a weakness. Definitely. What do you know about this company organization? So the companies that I have applied for, I know enough about those organizations to know that they need me. So those are the ones that I pretty much go for right off back. Like they need more organic content, or they need more marketing, social media marketing. They need my services. So those are the companies that I am targeting to be a resource for. Why should you hire me? I am like an Energizer bunny. I never stop. Like once I have like these goals in front of me, the business goals of the management team, I'm pretty much just like go, 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 go until we reach those goals. And especially with marketing, I can get us there really fast. What is your greatest accomplishment? My greatest accomplishment would be publishing a book on my own with no money. I used Amazon Kindle Create and I just kind of like just figured it out. And I published a book of poetry. I am currently working on the fiction novel Therial Chronicles, which will be a series of books. Those are my greatest accomplishments. What are your salary requirements? It really depends on the job. I have my hourly rate on my services page. So check those out, but those are pretty much like what I require. um, do you have any questions for us? My question would be, what is your favorite part about the industry that you serve? And also, if it's an individual, what is your favorite part about working for the company that you are hiring me for? Um, do you have any questions? What are you looking for from this new position? So in every position, I'm just looking to be a resource and a valued asset for the company. I want to be there long term. I want to invest also in the company long term as well. So once I prove myself to management, I would like to be a partner in most of the companies that I look to work for. Um, Let me see. Are you considering any other positions with other companies? Yes, I'm always open to working for people as they are my clients. So the services that I offer, I'm definitely always looking for more money. I'm a go-getter like that. What is the professional achievement you're most proud of? Okay, so most of the achievements with other companies, I'm most proud of are probably running the marketing campaigns and making sure that leads are being generated from digital platforms. Those are that is pretty much the key to the success that I've had in digital marketing. So that is what I'm most proud of, is getting there very quickly and at a lower budget than what people are used to because I'm organic. I like organic instead of paid. I do know how to run paid marketing campaigns too, but I just prefer the free way. um, what kind of working environment do you work best in? I like a creative environment where there's a diverse group of people and everyone's really talented, where people are, weak and are or strong in, like we all complement each other and we just didn't have an open door policy. That's the type of culture that I work best in. What kind of work environment? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Finally publishing that fiction novel or series of fiction novels and developing a game off of it, Ethereal Realms, and then definitely probably being successful with the quantum messaging services. That is like a brand new industry. Nobody's providing a service like that. So time travel services, definitely want to be there, like very successful at it within 5 years. All right, situational job interview questions. Why haven't you gotten your bachelor's degree, master's degree? I actually tried like several times. I went to several universities, community college first, and then I was just working full time, like 50, 60 hours a week. I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't jam it all in my head. So I had to drop a lot of classes at the beginning, and I do have 72 college credit hours, and it is a Bachelor of Business Administration. Maybe I'll go back, maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't know if I really need it because I have 15 years of business administration and management experience anyway. So that's like a degree in itself. Why have you switched jobs so many times? The jobs that I have switched, I had like a period of time where my kids were little and I felt like I wasn't spending enough time with them. So I did stay home as a homemaker and just freelanced for a while. But most of the jobs that I did switch to, it was for promotions or because another company was offering me a higher pay and more opportunities to grow. So I try to stay with companies as long as possible, but and any time where I feel like my milestones aren't being reached and I'm not respected, that is usually when I part ways. Why did you change your career path? My career path actually changed dramatically when I went from community association management to copywriting, and then I just learned search engine optimization and digital content marketing like right away, like super fast. And I was so good at it that I had to continue doing that just because the money was a lot better. And that was a talent that I didn't know I had. And so now that I know that I have it, I embrace that. Why did you decide to leave the previous current job? I already answered that. Why is there a gap in your work experience? Again, the gap in my work experience was when my kids were smaller. We moved to Alabama. They just needed me to be mom, and so I was mom, and that's why. Um, Let me see. Why were you fired? I did want to stay home at the one point, and I was terminated from one of my jobs, but we parted ways really peacefully, and it was just because they needed me to come in the office, and I just said, no, I can't. So I wouldn't really call that fired. It was just like parting of ways. How do you feel about working weekends or late hours? I do that. I work weekends and late hours. That's just how I am. Um, how would your boss describe you? I don't know, but I would say that they would say that I'm creative and really innovative and resourceful. Let me see. Do you have any medical conditions? No, I don't. What would your first 30, 60, 90 days look like in this role? Well, I'm hoping to get benefits immediately. So I want to invest back into the company if they have money market or anything like that. I definitely want to invest. Um, Are you a team player? Yes. So I started my career as a support role, so I'm just a natural like support leader, if that makes sense. So I'm more of like an advocate or an innovator as far as like my team player style goes. Are you a risk taker? I do take risks, but I'm very conscientious. I'm an innovator at first or influencer with my disc profile, but then I'm conscientious. So I do take risks, but I think them through before I do them. So I'm not like really impulsive or anything like that. How would you deal with pressure or stressful situation? Usually I kind of go into like a little hole and I just like focus on work when I'm stressed out about anything, but it takes a lot to stress me out. I like a fast-paced work environment, and as far as pressure goes, that's just a part of business. Do you think there is a difference between hard work and smart work? Yes. So hard work, I mean, it's just a saying, I forget who says it, but work smarter, not harder. So I try to optimize everything that I'm doing to make sure that I'm not wasting time and nobody else is having their time wasted, especially when I'm working with a group and collaborating with people. How quickly do you adapt to new technology? Very quickly. I learned technology like overnight. It could be a completely new software, and I just like spend like overnight. I'll just stay up all night and learn it. I'm pretty good at that. So, do you have any interest outside of work? Yes, outside of work, I do like to socialize and network, but at the end of the day, it's always about like a business opportunity for me, and just like innovating with people and meeting people that are ambitious like I am, and just going out there and having fun, networking with people. So I do like love live concerts. Currently like in the beginning stage of wanting to date again. So I'm divorced. So I it's been like 3 years since I've like seriously dated anybody. But yeah, I do like meeting new people and going out on dates and hanging out with friends and family. Mostly family is what I hang out with though. How quickly do you adapt to new? Da, da, da. What do you think our company organization could do better? That is a question I will save for later, but usually it's just optimizing your platforms, optimizing anything that you use internally, making sure everybody's connected and everyone's communicating effectively. Communication is everything. So if the team does not have a platform where they can communicate and store data about their clients and customers, it's very difficult for everyone to stay on the same page. And I have worked for companies where they had platforms and software that they used internally to operate day-to-day business and community association management, especially that we had to take notes on every homeowner's profile, and every HOA had their own website for their own community, and it was a lot of work, but it was really organized, and then I tried to implement stuff like that for other companies in different industries. Give an example of how you would have handled a challenge in the workplace before. The only challenges I've really seen, like in my experience, is working with people that are either threatened by me and don't want to like share how they do things, or like really share like I'm a sharer. So like if I know how to do something, like I tell people how I do my job. That way in the event, not that I ever want to quit or like be replaced, but I think that it you lose out when people don't know what you're doing, and people like that you're working on a team with can't really follow you as a leader, especially if you are the leader, then it's very difficult to work for someone or with someone like that. So I try to work with people that are open and really like resourceful in their role on the team. That way, that nobody is like stepping over anybody else's shoes, and where people can help out like with other people. Like if I know that I can do something that my teammate is struggling with doing because their workload is a little bit bigger than mine or heavier than mine, I try to do that. So that has like come across the wrong way. Like people get like, really weird around me when I do stuff like that. Like, hey, I know how to do your job. You want help? Like nobody really likes when I do that, but I do that because I just like to be a team player. Um, give an example of when you performed well under pressure. Probably when I had to take over internet marketing director as a role. I was the copywriter and search engine optimization, like article writer, and social media campaign person, but I was not yet the manager of like a team of web developers and developing websites. So it was a lot of pressure to develop 30 websites that were microsites just to generate leads and like have this these marketing goals achieved that were somebody else's goals at first. So it was a little difficult taking over someone's walking in someone else's shoes at first, but we accomplished it. It was just probably not as fast as it would have been with my boss that left the company, but I was really grateful for the opportunity to take over that role since we did work hand in hand, like every day in the same office. It was a lot of pressure, but it was a lot of fun too. Give an example of when you showed leadership qualities. Yes, so I did take a leadership class, and I have always like kind of, even when I was a kid, like I got in a fight once with a bully, and the it was because they were teasing like someone who had a learning disability. He was in like special ed classes. So I kind of beat someone up for that. But I was awarded the like I forget what it was called, but it was like the recess patrol or something. I wore like a little vest and everything, and then I started taking like a police officer, but for like third graders. Um, but I'm always like looking for roles and leadership where I can be a really good example and not beat people up for being mean. But it was just like who I am. Also, I guess like professionally, um, leadership roles, I don't know, anywhere where I can be a good example. Like I said, that is where I shine, and I try to support and like be a really good, what is it? I like encouraging people to be leaders themselves, but I'm not against like being a follower. Like I will follow someone if they're really great at leading. Like I will follow you if you are a leader. I think that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it there. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And then if you guys want to know anything else about me as far as interview questions or anything like that, a little bit about me that you probably don't know also is that I'm a mother of two teenagers. One is 19 and the other one is 14. She'll be 15 in September. And I'm living away from them. So it's really difficult. So I just want to like dive into work and like focus on that. So when I do see them, it's more meaningful and like a lot more fun because I'll have a lot more money. Like that is pretty much my goal as far as mom goes. All right, that's it.